Mm, mm, mm. It's you know, the thing that's so frustrating about games like that are just the fact that, you can never really trust. We're at the point now where we can never really trust just what this team is. And that's why I labeled my video today earlier today is what Chicago Bulls will show up against the Milwaukee Bucks. Because the Bulls can do everything between looking amazing and looking like, hey, no, they're pulling it together. They're back to being the team that we thought they were at the beginning of the season, to dropping an egg like this. And it's the thing, right? It's the lack of effort. And that's the thing that I think is most problematic for me when it comes to games like this from the Chicago Bulls is just the lack of effort. At this point now, we got everybody back but Lonzo, right? So even that the whole we got guys out, they were missing Middleton, we were missing Lonzo. Um, it's just really, really frustrating. And that's just all I can keep coming back to. It's just frustrating. It's disheartening. Um, and you just would expect this team to be able to have a little bit more fight than that. Um, I don't know what else to say. Like just watching this game, watching them do little things that makes it even in the third quarter, right? They got the lead down as low as 9. And it felt like at one point that hey, they have a chance here. Let's dig in. They still have a chance here. And then immediately the rug gets pulled out from underneath them. They're back down big, giving up another run. It's just frustrating. It's really just frustrating. And that's what it really just boils down to. It's a mix between coaching, it's a mix between the players, it's a mix between, it's a lot of different things of the reason why. And I know people are gonna try to, say, oh, it was this, oh, it was that, oh, it was this specific player, oh, Billy Donovan's a college coach, like, and try to pinpoint it on one thing, and it's not that. Like, just being honest with that, it's not just one thing, it's not just one player, it's not just the coaching staff. It's a lot of little things that are all turning into a big thing. When combined. On top of that, like the fact that like a thing that we can't keep going back to, the Bulls offense being predictable. Woo! It's just man. But let's go ahead and go. Let's get into the comments today. Let's see what we got. It's level to this in the bull, just not there. Simple. That is, hey, I mean, when you just looking at it plainly, you're absolutely right. I hate losing, but I feel like this ain't the only year we have to win. So I'm just taking out good notes. IO maybe a player like Holiday in the long run. I mean, yeah, I've been saying that for a while now too, right? This is not the last season, but it still sucks. Original Short says they're paper tiger, plain and simple. My brother, long time, heartbreaking to come back in circumstances like this, but glad to see you grinding it, man. Having fun this season compared to previous, but damn, it's really what I was just asking the other day. I think it was the maybe the halftime hangout yesterday. I was like, has anybody seen BKR Sport for a while? Yeah, it's definitely good to see you again, brother. I'm glad that you're back, man. It sucks that it's like this, but it kind of is what it is. I think we know who we are. This is who we are. We've seen this way too much. That one's from Blah. Agree with you. I agree with you there. Sorry. All right, let's move on. Geo says, F me, that was a slaughter. And yeah, it was bad. It was bad. It was bad. I just don't understand what Billy's doing. Rotation made no sense to me. I'm very confused how he decided not to bench, be a coach in the third quarter after the league got back into double digits. I mean, they tried some things, but uh, bro- oh wow, okay, y'all. Hey, listen, y'all are going at each other. Listen, don't do it. Don't let losses break us apart. Simply, they are not playing good basketball. They're inconsistent as a team. I am not a skies falling Bulls fan, but let's be honest. I mean, you got to be honest into evaluating what you see out there. And say they're not playing good basketball is not out of the realm of realism. Like look at DeMar for example. DeMar has not been playing good. He played all right last game, but overall, DeMar just has not been playing the same. Like I'm not even talking about the 6 game 30 whatever streak. I'm talking about just even take that out and eliminate it. It's not been the same. Zach tries, right? It's still not been the same from Zach that we had early in the season. Vooch gave it this game. Outside of just scoring the most, he was probably our most consistent Bull, and even then, he was 9 for 15. He had a very good first half. That third quarter was kind of iffy. Um, yeah, man, it's this just sucks. This just sucks. BKR Sport, it's so difficult knowing we kept saying, wait until this team is healthy. Just wait. We coming. Next minute, our unhealthy team was performing better than the healthy. That's crazy to think back on that, man. That's crazy. I was hoping they would learn from all the losses over the last few weeks. It's apparent that we've learned nothing from them. I wouldn't necessarily say nothing. I wouldn't say nothing, but I will say this is that what we're seeing with this Bulls team is that it's just the adjustments. Like whatever game plan, mm, whatever game plan that other teams are coming in with, the Bulls just aren't doing much. Again, now we saw some of that against the Raptors, right? We saw the Bulls. They played a solid first half, even going down by one. And they came in and they did the things that they were doing right in the first half, and they did them even better. We're able to execute. Um, Man, I don't know. This it sucks. Like it really sucks, and it's especially after getting to the point of being so positive after last night's game and saying, "Hey, we you can see a world in which this is coming around." Now again, Bulls have 4 games on the schedule for this week. They've played 2 of those now. Come back. We got who do we play next? Who do we play next? Well, I'm losing my train of thought on who we play next. What's our schedule? No, we play Cleveland Saturday, right? All right, so we got New Orleans on Thursday, Cleveland on Saturday. Um, New Orleans game is a very winnable game, but you don't, like I said, you don't want to overlook anybody. They're playing better than their record right now. Cleveland, or the matchup problems that they cause us. But the Bulls can still very much finish this week 3-1. It's just losses like this suck, right? I even said it. Like it's not about for me against the Bucks in this game. It was never about necessarily just winning. It was about showing that you belong, right? Competing very well, and they did that in the first 5 minutes of that first quarter, and then it went in the toilet. But I really wanted to see this team more than a win. I really wanted to see this team be competitive against a team that everybody else is like, hey, the Bucks have a chance to go all the way. I wanted to see the Bulls be competitive, and we didn't see that. And that's what makes this one suck so bad. Yeah, because you like fuck the national media and the doubters, but just from a fan standpoint and me wanting to see my team compete and to not see that, it just sucks. Hey, the only positive thing about this game is seeing people playing in a few years. He would be special. I mean, he's special now, but yeah, I mean, his development and his progress, his ceiling has always been extremely, extremely high, and that's going to take more and more shape up as we get closer. So Dub Bull says, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but the free throw discrepancy for the Bulls is crazy. To me, the whole game changed when Giannis didn't get the second foul call on him in the first quarter. I listen, I can definitely understand where you're coming from with that. And the damn the foul call discrepancy was atrocious in this game. Hayes, if I had $1 for every shot we miss, I'd be living in paradise. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, it's this just sucks, man. It really just sucks. I don't know what else to say to it. It sucks so bad. Um, Man, this what the fuck? The Bulls also got to figure out their 3-point shooting percentage. Like it's been terrible. Our field goal percentage wasn't the best in this game either. 21 assists in this game on 39 made buckets. That's not bad, right? That's not bad. Rebounds 33 to the 53 rebounds that the Milwaukee Bucks got. That is a terrible, yeah, like I said before, I think I said that in the pregame show. Never really expect, I don't like the Bulls to win a lot of rebounding battles just because of the nature of what we're running out there. Now, but you do expect them to do enough to keep that margin close. When you have a margin where you lost the rebounding battle by 20, 20, 20, that's bullshit, man. That's bullshit. Terrible. Terrible. Let's see what else we got. Laser Show oh 01. Donovan needs more discipline and resilience as a coach and needs to adjust to what the other teams are adjusting to because the league figured the Bulls out and Donovan can't adjust to it. Listen, I've been you're not the first one to say that. You're not going to be the last, and you're not wrong. Period. You're just not wrong in that. And especially, and I've been saying this for the longest, when we were winning games, right? Yeah, you guys remember I can't remember what one streak we were on, and I was like, hey, what the Bulls have done in the last 3 games, even though they've been winning, this is going to be ugly if we start playing better competition. And that's exactly what happened. And one of the things that I've been very vocal about for a while is seeing things like that. And the fact that when you get into the playoffs, when literally all the team is focused on is you, they're not worried about facing such and such team in another 3 days. Is let's get these 4 games against these guys. Let's watch tape on nothing but them and game plan around that. That is going to that's always been my fear that we were going to get figured out, and it's happening. And I don't say that to be a prophet. I don't say that to toot my own horn. I say that to identify it, and that is a fucking issue. That is an issue. Lana, bullshot bad today, but to be honest, I don't understand why Billy didn't sub in the starters when we got down by 20 in the first quarter. I mean, you got to get them some rest when you can. Period. You got to get them some rest when you can. But like, yeah, you got to stop the bleeding at some point too. Nick Tolliver, we got to be real. Thompson rubbed some of our guys the wrong way, bro. I hate to say it, but I put it this way: if he started the season with us, it would have been better for our chemistry. I mean, but listen, woulda, coulda, shoulda. At the end of the day, the Bulls replaced a player in Tony Bradley with a better player in Tristan Thompson. And he's doing what he needs to do. Like all that. Well, if we would have had him at the beginning of the season, like I agree with you, right? I'm not saying that you're wrong. It probably would have definitely been better. But at the same time, all right, like that didn't happen. That's not what happened. We can't go back and fix it. And the thing is they brought in a guy who filled in some of the holes that they had. And hats off to them for doing it. But that listen, regardless if you're coming in the season, beginning of the season, hell, right before the playoffs, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, as a player, as somebody who's getting paid to do this game, you have to try to figure it out. And like I said, it's not just on the players. Let me be clear. I'm not blaming everything on the players. And a lot goes to the coaching staff. A lot goes to roster construction. A lot goes to a lot of that. But it is what it is. They got to look themselves in the mirror and figure it the fuck out. Period. Period. You doing the holiness haze. What is holy haze? Is that like the opposite side of Petty Roosevelt? I've never claimed to be holy. Frenchie, Hayes, we don't have what it takes to consistently compete against the top level teams. We will learn and get better. I mean, yeah, the team's definitely going to get better over the course of the offseason. Like I said, AK and Eversley going to really revamp the bench specifically. Like Derrick Jones Jr. may not be back. Um, Troy Brown Jr. is not coming back. Tony Bradley, I think they're going to find a way to get out of his contract. Matt Thomas probably not coming back. Malcolm Hill probably not coming back. The Bulls are going to revamp this roster, I think, with bringing in more proven veteran players that may not be players you want starting, but players that can contribute, that know their role, that can come in, that can hold the younger players accountable, that can set a tone of this is how we work. They're going to do that, and that's what's needed at this point in the scene. Whether they keep the first round pick or not to bring in more young talent, I think that's what they're going to do. But we'll remain to be seen. We got some months before we get to talking too much about offseason plans, but I got it. I got plans for you guys. I'm gonna break it down. Don't even worry about it. I'm gonna break it down. Zion just did an under the legs dunk on Instagram, but yeah, he did that. But did you see that man definitely looked like a linebacker out there dunking, and not in the best way possible. Like one of the not like nowadays linebackers that are in shape. I mean like football from back in the leather helmet days when it literally looked like the players will get right off from eating TV dinners and smoking cigars and going to play. That's what I mean. People were more confident off this injury than ever. He wanted back in blood. Hey, listen, it. I listen. Patrick Williams is showing no fear, no fear, and that is going to be good in the long run for the Chicago Bulls, regardless of what happens. Getting Patrick Williams some playoff experience is important. Him playing like this is going to be crazy. Bulls players get no fouls called whatsoever. They need the league to look at their games. Listen, the league don't give no. They don't give no shit this year. They don't give no shit this year. So it is what it is. Adrian says, also, people may disagree with me on this, but I'm glad to see Tristan confront Ibaka. Sorry, but we needed toughness on this team. No, no, no. I mean, why would people disagree with? Yeah, we need toughness on this team. Definitely. That's part of the reason what he's here for sure. What is wrong with Javante? I don't know. I don't think that they've announced anything. But with that being said, what does that do for Patrick Williams? Do they go ahead now and move Patrick Williams into the starting lineup? We'll see. We'll see. Brian the Tryhard, I know the season hasn't ended, but you see major changes next season so we can compete. I kind of just got into that. I don't see like if anybody's thinking they're going to trade Patrick Williams or they're going to trade Ayo or they're going to trade any main player on this team. No, I think that there's a chance that they may trade Kobe. I think there's definitely a chance with that. There's a chance they may trade their first round pick. Hell, there's a chance they may maybe package their first round pick with Marco, with Kobe, with whoever to try to get a player that they think that they need on the team. I don't see any like major in the fact of like two, three, four players are like traded for another star or something like that. But I definitely think that we're going to see some improvements definitely from this team. Let's see what else we got. Marco Galaxy says the Bulls are too soft mentality. It could fatigue from playing out of roles all season or just lack of leadership by Zach DeMar. What do you think? Well, the thing is, and this is something that we have to be honest ourselves with. Zach Levine and DeMar DeRozan are not vocal leaders, right? They're not the guys that are gonna get in people's faces night in. They're not the guys who are gonna chip at their players to try to make them better. They're just not those people. Um, that's why, like, Thad was so important when he was here, right? That's why, for example, hell, even as much as I know this may be a sore topic for some Bulls fans, but even Wendell Carter was a more vocal leader than Zach Levine was. Um, so do the Bulls need that type of player? Most teams do. Most teams that are great need it. Now, some don't. Some don't. But it definitely is something to that to a degree. I definitely agree with you. Guys, smash that like button. 120 people watching. 20 thumbs up. Give that man credit for jumping on despite getting blown the fuck out. Can tell you from experience, it ain't easy going live with the big loss. It really isn't, right? But the one thing that I think because we're consistent here at Chicago Bulls Central, that people come in more times than not with a positive attitude, right? Or just wanting to talk about it, just wanting to vent. I know we get the occasional troll who wants to come in and use a loss to talk some shit, but that just comes with the territory. That's what that does. Not going to be live as long as I usually am tonight, though. People, not because of the loss, just because of still got to do Locked On Bulls tonight, things like that. And honestly, your boy's just tired. Like this is my sixth video in 48 hours, less than 48 hours. This is my sixth video in a 24-hour span. So just keep that in mind. I've been dropping content like crazy. So yeah, your boy's just tired. You probably can hear it in my voice too. My voice is close to going out. All right, let's see what we got. I saw Isaiah Thomas yesterday on ESPN say that the Bulls need one more star player in order to succeed, but I don't know who that would be and what. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know who that would be either. Um, and if anybody says Jeremy Grant, they got to stop smoking dope. Stop smoking that dope. Yeah, the 50 win season has been over with. Like I know people just did they wanted to hold on to the to the fact that it could happen. Um and but it wasn't gonna happen. It just wasn't gonna happen. Uh once we got to the point of like 15 games being left and the Bulls went on that long losing streak, the 50 game chance was over and done with. Do 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 do. Zoe is our vocal leader, in my opinion. Here's what I'll say. I'm not going to say you're wrong. I can say this. I haven't seen anything to me that says that Zoe is a vocal leader either. That's just my opinion. I could be completely wrong in that, or I could just be missing something. Um, so yeah, I haven't seen anything that says that. But listen, I could very well be wrong. I think the main issue is the lack of adjustments and simple offensive scheme, which is listen. The Bulls basically, and this is offense and defense, were in very, very simple schemes. Now, with that being said, having a three-point shooter like Lonzo out there is like it can take a simple system and elevate it, right? It doesn't make the system any more complex, but it makes the system operate a lot better. Having a three, and listen, Caruso's great. Io's great, but none of them are the shooters that Lonzo Ball is, and the volume in which he shoots threes, the quickness in which he shoots threes. Right, that's a different dynamic to guard. Now, with that being said, would I like to see this team be more dynamic offensively? Absolutely, because they have the personnel. When we came into the season, looking at what we had with the passing ability overall in the starting lineup, right? The ability for like Caruso to get in those pass lanes, to get transition buckets and help a defense that didn't have a lot of great scores on the defense on the bench side of things and get them easy buckets. Those were all made this team really dynamic. But I think we're going to have to see a revamp. I really do think AK and Eversley in this offseason are going to add a lot of versatile scores and defenders to the. Let me not say a lot, right? I think they're going to add out of those 5 roster spots that I talked about that they're probably going to open up. 2 to 3 of those are going to be versatile two-way players, maybe another specialist. And we'll see what happens. We'll definitely see what happens, but it kind of is what it is, man. Ricky Fontaine in the building. It's starting to get psychological at this point. They get down and any run that the opposing teams run. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. It's man. But with a year of growth, you see what happens with that. So also can't discredit the Bucks. All their shooters were ready tonight, and they had a lot of rest. That is absolutely a good point to pull out there. Oh, this is a good question from Corey. Corey May says, "Do you think Zach can still become a two-way player?" Yeah, yeah. Listen, don't and by two-way, it's never going to be like him being a lockdown defender. But can we see him make strides to where he's shown stretches of it, right? That he can be a very competent defender. Um, We'll see with that. Like, but yeah, he definitely still has the one thing with Zach is that you almost never want to bet against Zach because he adds something to his game every single season. So if you told me preseason we get 45 plus wins, I would have taken it and said, "Wow, above 500, how awesome." However, because of the start hype, it just feels so disappointing. You worded that perfectly. You're right, right, and I think I've said that exact thing. Is that had you told most Bulls fans that the Bulls are going to win 45 games after all their offseason moves and said they're going to win 45 games and they'll be, let's just say, the 6th seed in the East, most Bulls fans would have taken that. They came out and looked so good so early on that our expectations naturally rose, right? But we're seeing it come back down to the mean, right, to the median, and that kind of makes sense. It sucks to see, because I really thought the season would be flipped that way. I thought we start off rough, finish very closely, but it is what it is. Y'all do realize BD running the team like a AAU coach, like he's learning his guys. Kind of don't blame him considering the new roster from him. Us exceeding expectations is also raised to be on. Well, the thing is, right? Yes, we did exceed early expectations, but you're still seeing things with this. Not just saying, hey, it's running like an AAU coach. Like the schemes that he's running are so simplistic. As a coach, an NBA coach who's getting paid over $1 million to do your job, literally. You should be better at making adjustments. Running that same scheme when you see it's not working. I don't care if you're running like an AAU coach. I don't care if you're running it like a street ball team. I don't give a damn. You need to do things better, and so we'll see what happens with that. I think we're good, but I think Zach needs to link up with Zoe and focus on shutting down people this offseason. If so, 60 wins next year. Well, we'll see. And it's not about no, it's not about him becoming a lockdown defender. I mean, don't get me wrong. If he can, then do it. But it's not just about that. All right, here we go. It's gone from 55 wins to 45 wins, but I still take it over 31 wins. That is a fact. That is a fact. Bite says, hold that L. And your mama got to hold that L for not swallowing you when she should have. So that is if really you're a living L when you think about it. Your mama's inability and fear to swallow semen is literally what led you here to being a troll in YouTube comments. Think about how big of an L that is in life. I'm just think about that. Just wonder. I'm tired of us getting wiped by elite teams. Even some of the old crap Bulls teams will pull off upsets. So listen, old crap Bulls teams, absolutely, absolutely. Like they used to punch above their weight all the time. So it does suck, right? When you look at the rookie season, Derrick Rose rookie season Bulls, absolutely punched above their weight and beat some teams they shouldn't have. When you look at the Kurt Heinrich, Luol Deng, Ben Gordon led Bulls era, absolutely beat some teams that they probably shouldn't have beat at that time, but it is what it is. Haize, goddamn, that aggression hit my soul. Hey, I'm not even mad about it. It just is what it is, man. It just is what it is. I think BD can be pointed out too for most of our issues, whether it's mental toughness, psychology. When other teams have runs, adjustments, simple schemes, BD is the common denominator, where the players are a common denominator too. That's why I say I'm not all about like I'm going to fight against blaming it all on any one aspect of this team. Now, there's a little blame that goes around to everybody, absolutely, but I'm not blaming it just on anybody. Who's messing with Haize? Who? Listen, I think everybody knows they don't really want that smoke. Like everybody really knows they don't want that smoke. I think the Bulls would still be an above 500 team without Vooch. No hate towards Vooch shit, but he hasn't been performing. No, the Bulls would not be an over 500 team without. And that's the thing. That's the problem. I'm not saying this is necessarily what you're doing, Cubbies, but that's the problem with trying to just look at a box score and dictating their ability to affect the game. Vooch being like, if you replace Vooch with the center that people don't still have to guard out to the 3-point line, completely change the Bulls offense. If you replace him with a center that's better defensively, but doesn't have the offensive capability of Vooch, still completely changes what this team can do. This team is not a 500 team without Nikola Vucevic at all. People got to stop blindly blaming Vooch, especially after a game like this, in which in the first half, he was the only Bull doing anything. So no. Blah says, I would say BD is the biggest factor, but you're right. He's not the only one there. And see, that's fair. That's fair. Listen, if you want to say, hey, I'm putting more weight towards this coaching staff because it's their job to get these players ready, the scheme suck, whatever else, I can't argue that. If somebody wanted to say, hey, DeMar, Zach, and Vooch need to be playing better more consistently, Can't say that if they put more weight on that either. If some people want to say, hey, the Bulls just players just aren't battle tested and don't have the mental fortitude sometimes to compete in close games. I couldn't fight against that either. Like it really just depends on your perception. Your perception is not wrong. Let me be clear. It's not a wrong perception to have. It's just that some people may have a different one on how they weighted, and they're not wrong either. Tommy voice. Oh, you want all the smoke? Hey man, listen. I be trying to tell people, man. They listen. They don't. It's so funny when people come in here and then they try talking that shit, and then Petty Roosevelt comes out like, oh boy, last night. What was his name? Who was the guy that I flamed last night, y'all? He literally just disappeared, never came. Oh, it was Bobby, right? Or Billy, Bobby, something like that. Here's a good one: Chicago Bulls Central, Anthony Edwards or Levine. Ha ha. That is a good one. That is a really good one. I still say Levine because right now this team's if we were rebuilding again, right? If you're saying to me, hey, this team is at the start of a 3 to 5 year rebuild because of Zach's age and Anthony Edwards' age, I'm picking Anthony Edwards because he's younger, he's projected to be here longer. That's not to say that Levine isn't right, but he's younger and he's just raw talent. If you take away everything else, take away the experience of Levine, Anthony Edwards and Levine aren't that far off based off raw talent, right? So yeah, I would take Anthony Edwards if I was rebuilding. If I was trying to compete right now, it'd be Zach Levine, which is what the Bulls are doing. So hopefully I answer your question and it doesn't come off as too much of a cop out. But yeah, remember when Matt Nagy said it's no one's fault but everyone's? Oh fuck, Matt Nagy, like he's just that motherfucker. He's damn near on the level of Gar Foreman for me. I want to punch him in the face too. If we haven't got it, we're getting it now. Understanding what it's going to be like and even tougher come playoffs. We're going through it right now. What you call battle wounds, Demar, as of right now. Well, yeah, and he's not wrong. Bobby No Neck. That's funny. Oh yeah, Bobby and No Neck was a different person, but yeah, I got his ass too. If P Dub shows he could handle it in the playoffs, can you see the Bulls focus on P Dub becoming and got well, you don't have to focus on one. You can do both, right? Even when the Bulls re-sign Zach Levine to like a 5 year contract, you could still allow Zach Levine or not allow, build the team around Zach Levine, but as Patrick Williams develops, it could change to being built around Patrick Williams. So yeah, I mean, you don't have to do either or. Today's this is a joke from earlier. Today's refs had no lips. See, I'm telling you, yeah, I'm literally telling you, it's directly linked. The gene that produces lips is directly linked to sanity. It's just there's no way around it. There's no way around it. Go and look at some of the worst people in history. Tell me if they had lips or not. I'm telling you. I named off a bunch of them earlier. I'm telling you. Bruh, spam. Listen, that's how you know we made it. My mods are the best in the business. I know they working today. I see it, right? The mods are working today, though. That's what I'll say. The mods are definitely working today. Oh, so y'all flaming now. Oh, I love it. I love it. Look, the petty gene is being passed. My biggest question to you is how did it feel seeing me busting on your mama's face? How does that feel? How does that feel to know that the dude you watch on YouTube literally, literally had his children, your brother and sister were on your mama's chin? How does that feel? I just want to know. I just really want to know how that feels for you, Jim. First of all, you of all the usernames, you like the thing is, you can tell somebody's mindset when you can choose any name in your world. Like this man could came in here and could have been a former president. He choose Jimbo. Jimbo. Come on, man. Do better. Do better, bro. Do better. Pablo, hey, Haize, just because teams beat you in the regular season doesn't mean the same will happen in the playoffs. We say this from the Suns sweeping the Bucks in the regular season. Yeah, I mean, and it's very sometimes is when the team sweeps you in the regular season, it's hard to do that again in the playoffs. We've seen that throughout the history of the NBA, but it's the way in which, right? It's the way in which the Bulls have been losing to these teams. So yeah, let's see. Where do you think the Bulls will be next year? I don't know. It's way too early to get to saying that. It's way too early. I don't know, brother. I really can't call that as of right now. Let's see. Where's the Kanye boys comment? I missed it. Oh, there we go. Having Javante Green guard Giannis too big of an assignment. I think P. Will should have had started the third at least. Well, they want to monitor Patrick Williams, and then because that game was so out of hand, they probably figured why risk playing Patrick Williams heavy minutes, getting him over 20 minutes in a game like this. So, dun, 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 dun. Bro, this chat be more hot. Oh, listen. Hey, listen, we with the shits here. I told you guys, literally after losses like this, the chat be because listen, when you come in trying to troll the team that just got beat, that way you become a target. Like you don't 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 be a target, right? You're a victim. Like I wish I had that clip. You a victim. That's literally what happens. Jimbo was the latest victim today. So it is what it is. What's going on, little bro? Spice Man's my little creative brother there, man. Can't wait to collab with you one day, bro, on the Bears, big bro. Listen, we're gonna have to work something in. And then I got listen, my plans for the off-season content for this channel are literally going to be one of those undertakings that I think people are gonna really enjoy if I can execute it the way that I have it in my head, if I can execute it that way in real life, um, it's gonna be dangerous. Y'all, I was gonna show you guys something, but I'll wait. I'm not gonna show it right now. But yeah, so yeah, if I can execute it, it's on me. If I can do it the way that I think I'm gonna be able to do it, um, this off season for this channel is gonna be crazy. Now the Bear Central is gonna be wild too. I think too, because Bear Central, we know the Bears have 17 games, it's 17 weeks. It's not like I gotta do a bunch of live streams like this. So we're gonna have to figure out different ways to fill it out, but it's going to be tons and tons of fun. I'm really excited for just the content overall. Excited to work with the Cognac boys over there. What listen, they are some of the funniest people that of all the YouTube, man. So yeah, definitely. We'll be in touch, bro. Shoot me a DM on Twitter. You already know how to find me. Y'all want to see the thumbnail for the I'm excited about this, right? Because I made this. I'm gonna show y'all something. I'm gonna get out. You won't be able to see me, but I'm gonna show y'all something. Y'all tell me how y'all feel. See if you notice the stadium in the background. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Watch this. Why did I show you guys that? I have no fucking idea, but I'm excited about it because I've been teaching myself Photoshop and I was really happy with that thumbnail. So there you go. Spice Bands brought up the Bears channel, so I had to throw some. That's the template for our thumbnails over on the Bears channel. I'm really excited about that. So, but anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. Where is Cub Central? Here's the thing. I don't have the capacity. I really don't. I just don't. I really don't. I don't have the capacity to do it. Um, I would love to, but I just don't have the and the one thing too is that I think baseball has trained their fans to be so old school that I don't like, is there a really big market for baseball podcasts and channels? I mean, I'm probably sure that there is, but it's just like it's like they're just so like they just cater to the old school so much there. Guy boy said, on another note, why you not on Rose mom like that? I don't know, man. Listen, it gotta go down. It gotta go somewhere. It gotta go somewhere. You saw what happened last time his mama got came in. It produced him. We don't want another one of those, right? So that's all I could do. Dun, 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 dun. Hayes, you should start a network, to be honest. I do have the Breaks Media Network, but that's not sports, right? So that's the Wake and Soul, the Breaks Radio, the Film Frequency. It used to be a black male mental health podcast only called a few screws loose. We did some work now. Am I interested in the only thing is that like now that CHGO is doing that type of thing, Locked On Network was already around. I don't want to like I don't know. I would love to do it. Like if anybody here in this chat is interested in doing a either White Sox or Cubs podcast, and I can facilitate, not necessarily be on there, but I can help them mold it, promote it, and we can do like that. If somebody wants to start Chicago Cubs Central, um, hit me up. I'm not, like I said, not for me to necessarily be on the podcast, but if they want help setting it up, help collabing with me and me to give some pointers and we can make a little network, I'm definitely down for that. But I just wouldn't have the capacity. I have to be honest with myself. I just wouldn't have the capacity. Hayes is really a Cubs fan at heart, man. I mean, I'm a fan of both, but I'm definitely more of a White Sox than a Cubs. So, all right, I'm gonna answer a couple more, then we're gonna go ahead and shut everything down. Um, Cubs for 162 videos and more. I must have missed what that's in reference to. White Sox for life. Tell it. Tell it. Tell it. Bulls need a star player with the mentality of MJ and competitive edge. Like that's rare though. Like Marco, come on. Come on, man. You literally went to the two most competitive players in all of sports history, right? That is rare. But let me finish. Bulls need that edge to get by these elite teams next season. Which players come to mind? Listen, I don't think this team is looking to add another star player. Not right now. Now, when Vooch's contract is up, maybe, but I don't think it's necessarily going to be another star player. So, all right. Do 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 do. Bulls need the GOAT, huh? I agree. Yeah, like it's crazy. But all right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap everything up here. We're gonna get ready to go over to Locked On Bulls. I don't think we're gonna be streaming live today on Locked On Bulls. That was like literally yesterday with Locked On Bulls. Me and Pat were setting up for the show, and I was like, "Hey, man, you want to do it live?" He was like, "Fuck it, let's do it live." And we decided to do it live. Which I honestly think, if you go back and watch that, I think because we know we were live and both of us are used to being live, that show flowed so well. Like we did it, and it was basically one take. It was like walking. It was like Jay-Z walking into the booth when he did Dear Summer in one take. Like that's how I felt coming out of that episode. I was like, damn, me and Pat did that in one take. Didn't mess up anything. Did our 31 minutes. Got the hell up out of there. So, Brendan L. Jet with the support, bro. Thank you so much, man, for always supporting the channel. You know I appreciate you. Do 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 do. Hayes, what do you think of the Batman? Solid 8.5. Go and watch my review of the Batman over on the film for. Oh, I don't think I posted the video. Go listen to my review of the Batman on the Film Frequency podcast with my good friend Andrew Bello. So, but yeah, seriously, if anybody is interested in doing any Chicago sports podcast, and you want to, again, not me to be on it, not me to run it, but if you want any help, if you want to me to set up things and it to be one of the central podcasts, and we can create the Chicago Central Network or whatever, hit me up. I'm down to help. I'm down to collab with people. I think what we're building here is great. I think what me and the Cognac boys have going over on Chicago Bear Central is going to be huge when it's all said and done. So yeah, just let me know. But that is Dylan says, how do I hit you up? In the description, my email, everything's there. It's bullcentralpod@gmail.com. You can hit me up there. I'll be there. So it is what it is. And hit me up. Okay. Listen, you already know BKR. I've been looking for a way for us to work together, so hit me up, man. But that is it for today, ladies and gents. I'm out for tonight. I will see you guys tomorrow from our pre-recorded video. We'll go live again Thursday when the Bulls face the New Orleans Pelicans. So see you guys live then. See you guys pre-recorded between now and then. Love you guys. Go Bulls, man. Y'all be easy. SP says, hold on. Let's do a Chicago Sky podcast. I told you guys I will be dropping Chicago Sky content here during the WNBA season. So it's probably going to kill my algorithm with YouTube, but I will be dropping Chicago Sky content here because I love the WNBA. So definitely. And this is a great way to end it. Them Cognac boys are perfect for Chicago Bears Central. Abso-fucking-lutely. And that's it for me tonight, guys. I love you guys, man. Go Bulls. See red, don't be red. Peace, y'all.